You make decent money, but on the first of every month, you hand over $2,500 to a landlord who doesn't know your name, doesn't care about your future, and is basically getting a free house built for him using your paycheck. And meanwhile, you're lying in bed at 11 p.m., phone in hand, Zillow open, watching home prices do things that make your stomach hurt. Here's the part nobody told you. The people buying those homes right now, a lot of them figured out a loophole. And it's not some shady finance bro trick. It's called house hacking, and it is the most legal, most boring sounding, most genuinely life-changing move available to anyone under 40 in 2026. The idea is stupidly simple. You use an FHA loan as low as 3.5% down to buy a duplex, triplex, or small multifamily property. You live in one unit, you rent out the rest. And here's the kicker. Your tenant's monthly rent covers your mortgage, your taxes, your insurance, sometimes with cash left over. You're not paying to live somewhere anymore, someone else is. You're building home equity, you're generating rental income, you're officially a real estate investor, and you didn't need to be rich to start. But the strategy only works in the right markets. Buy in the wrong city, and you're stuck with a duplex nobody wants to rent. Buy in the right city, you're living free while your net worth climbs every single month. We went through the data: rental demand, rent-to-price ratios, FHA loan eligibility, vacancy rates, cash flow potential, and pulled the 10 best U.S. cities for house hacking in 2026. Let's get into it.
Number 10. Kansas City, Missouri. The "I can actually afford this" market. Most people hear real estate investing and immediately picture needing $80,000 in savings, a finance degree, and a LinkedIn full of people who own boats. Kansas City dismantles all of that. The numbers here are genuinely shocking. Solid brick duplexes for under $250,000, strong rental demand driven by a growing job market and a flood of young renters who can't afford to buy, and a rent-to-price ratio that actually makes mathematical sense, meaning the rent you collect doesn't just chip away at your mortgage, it eliminates it. This is where people who've never owned property in their lives go from renting forever to passive income generating landlord in a single transaction. The catch? Kansas City weather has zero chill. Tornado season is not a vibe. You will become familiar with the sound of emergency sirens, and your tenant is almost certainly a barbecue obsessive who treats a Sunday morning smoke session the way most people treat church: sacred, early, and non-negotiable. The real house hacking experience in KC? It's 3 a.m., tornado sirens go off, you stumble into the shared basement, your tenant is down there in a lawn chair eating cold brisket, completely unbothered. This is your life now. This is also your free housing and growing home equity. Worth it. Number 9. Albany, New York. The market where New York City refugees are quietly getting rich. New York City has become a financial hazing ritual disguised as a housing market, but 2 hours north, Albany is doing something completely different, and most people haven't noticed yet. The engine here is stability, state government jobs, major hospitals, a massive college population that creates a low vacancy rental market year-round. These aren't gig workers or DoorDash drivers, these are steady income renters who pay on time and stay for years. For multifamily real estate, that's the holy grail. Buy a duplex with an FHA loan, move into one side, and let a state employee or grad student cover your mortgage. On paper, it's one of the cleanest house hacking setups on the East Coast. The reality nobody mentions: you just became the snow removal guy, legally responsible for keeping the property safe, shoveling, salting, clearing driveways before 7 a.m. while it's still dark and 17 degrees outside. You're not paying rent anymore, but you're trading that monthly check for a very real, very physical relationship with upstate New York winters. Some people are fine with this, some people are not. Know which one you are before you sign. Number 8. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The city that was literally built for house hacking. Most cities that are good for multifamily investing got that way by accident. Milwaukee got that way on purpose. The city's famous side-by-side duplexes,
Gorgeous century-old brick buildings built with two completely separate units sitting right next to each other are everywhere here. We're talking sub-$200,000 properties with layouts that were made exactly for this strategy. No hunting, no competing against hedge funds for a rare find. They're just there. Add strong rental demand from a growing young professional population, solid local employment in a cultural scene that's genuinely underrated, and Milwaukee checks every box on the cash flow investment checklist. What Zillow won't tell you, Milwaukee has a culture called Midwest Nice that will absolutely collapse your professional landlord-tenant boundaries within 60 days. Your tenant isn't just going to rent from you, they're going to become a friend, a very enthusiastic, beer-forward, cheese-adjacent friend who shows up on your porch unannounced and considers it completely normal. There are worse problems to have while living mortgage-free.
Number 7. Cincinnati, Ohio, where you stop just surviving and start actually profiting. Here's where the strategy leveled up. Every city before this has been about breaking even, covering your mortgage with rental income and living free. Cincinnati is where you start talking about positive cash flow, actual money left over after everything is paid. The reason? Cincinnati's historic core is packed with 19th century triplexes. 3 units, you live in 1, you rent out 2, and in neighborhoods like Over the Rhine, which is one of the most beautiful historic districts in the entire Midwest, those 2 rents don't just cover your costs, they exceed them. Real estate investing 101 in action. The gotcha is Skyline Chili. That's it. That's the entire downside. It's a Cincinnati thing. Spaghetti, cinnamon-spiced meat, and about 4 pounds of shredded cheddar. And it's wildly divisive. But when your monthly cash flow is positive and your home equity is stacking, you'll develop a tolerance. Number 6. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The East Coast play that's still under the radar. Barely. Boston is closed, New York is closed, DC's closing fast, and tens of thousands of remote workers and young professionals are all figuring this out at the same time, and a lot of them are landing in Philadelphia. The rental demand here is real, and it's accelerating, and Philly is uniquely positioned to absorb it because the city is full of massive historic row houses that have already been converted into legal duplexes and triplexes. The infrastructure for house hacking is already built in. You're not creating something new, you're plugging into a system that's been running for decades. Strong rental income potential, educated, employed tenant pool, East Coast access without East Coast pricing. It's a legitimate wealth-building window. The cultural fine print. Philadelphians love the Eagles the way some people love oxygen as a biological necessity. If you share a wall with a Philly fan, NFL Sundays are a full sensory experience. Wins are loud, losses are louder. The walls feel it either way. Budget for good earplugs and consider it the price of admission for an otherwise excellent investment. Number 5. Providence, Rhode Island. Boston money, Providence prices. You do the math. This is the arbitrage play. Boston has some of the highest rental prices in the country. Providence is 45 minutes down the highway. The gap between those two rental markets is where your opportunity lives. People with Boston income are actively looking for alternatives. They've done the math. Providence rents are dramatically lower. The commute is manageable and the quality of life is genuinely good. Buy a triple-decker, Providence's iconic 3-story multifamily homes, rent the upper 2 floors to Boston commuters, and live on the 3rd for free. Their Boston-sized budgets cover your Providence-sized mortgage without blinking. The honest part, triple-deckers are beautiful and they're old. A 100-year-old wooden structure makes sounds. Sounds travel. Your upstairs tenant's footsteps, their dropped books, their midnight snack walk to the kitchen, all of it comes through with startling acoustic clarity. If you're a light sleeper, factor that in. If you're a passive income chaser who can sleep through a little noise, Providence might be the best deal on the East Coast. Number 4. Omaha, Nebraska. The boring is actually incredible wealth strategy. Warren Buffett lives here.
The man knows how to pick boring things that quietly become extraordinary. Omaha is that applied to real estate. The economic foundation of this city is a fortress. Fortune 500 headquarters, major medical institutions, financial sector employment. When the broader economy gets shaky, Omaha barely notices. And when your investment strategy depends on tenants paying rent consistently, you want them employed at places that don't lay off 40% of the workforce during a downturn. Duplex prices well under $200,000, stable, recession-resistant rental income, low property taxes, one of the safest real estate cash flow environments in the entire country. The trade-off is honest and non-negotiable. You're going to live in Nebraska. The upside is extraordinary financial freedom at an age when your friends are still paying someone else's mortgage. The downside is that your social options on a Saturday night are somewhat limited. You're making a conscious choice to prioritize long-term wealth over short-term lifestyle. Buffett made a similar call. Look how that turned out. Number 3. Grand Rapids, Michigan, where travel nurses accidentally become your best tenants. Grand Rapids doesn't get talked about in real estate investing circles the way it should. That's a mistake. The city has quietly become one of the largest healthcare hubs in the Midwest. Thousands of travel nurses and medical residents rotate through every single year. They need quality housing. They're on short-term contracts. They make good money, and because they work brutal shifts, they are genuinely not interested in throwing parties or being difficult tenants. They want a clean, quiet place to sleep. That's it. Buy a duplex near the medical mile, and you've got the closest thing to a guaranteed professional tenant as the rental market offers. The flip side of this dream tenant pool is you're now operating on hospital time. Night shift nurses need to sleep from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. This isn't optional. It's not a preference. It's a medical necessity for a person working 12-hour ER shifts. Your DIY home improvement projects, your vacuum, your midday music, all of it has to operate around someone else's sleep schedule. Is this a reasonable price for premium, reliable rental income from a medical professional who never misses a payment? Yes. Is it slightly strange to feel guilty about vacuuming your own house? Also, yes. Number 2, Richmond, Virginia, DC's housing refugee camp, in the best way possible. Here's what's happening real time. Washington, D.C. is pricing out an entire generation of government workers, contractors, and remote professionals. They're leaving, and a massive chunk of them are driving 2 hours south to Richmond. They bring D.C.-level income expectations and landing on Richmond-level rental prices, which means they consider local rent cheap and don't negotiate hard. For a live-in landlord, this is about as favorable a dynamic as the market offers. Your duplex investment gets funded by people who are genuinely relieved to be paying less than they were. Richmond also has some of the most beautiful historic multifamily architecture on the East Coast. Brick row houses, genuine character, walkable neighborhoods that have been quietly improving for a decade. Full disclosure on the culture, Richmond has become genuinely and aggressively hip. Your tenant might ask about installing a compost system. They will almost certainly have opinions about your lawnmower's carbon footprint. They will pay their rent on time, keep the place clean, and occasionally hand you artisanal hot sauce as a thank you gift. There are easier neighbors, but few better ones. Number 1, Cleveland, Ohio. The city everyone jokes about, the market that actually wins. Nobody puts Cleveland on their dream city list. That's precisely why it's number 1. While everyone else is fighting over overpriced properties in cities they've heard of, Cleveland is sitting here with fully renovated duplexes under $150,000 and rental demand from a population that's actively growing. The math isn't complicated. Your FHA loan payment on a $130,000 duplex is somewhere around $750 a month. Average Cleveland rents for a comparable unit sit well above that. You're not just living free. After your mortgage, taxes, insurance, and basic maintenance, you're putting $300 to $400 in net cash flow into your pocket every month while living there. This is not a hypothetical. This isn't a best-case scenario. This is the actual, repeatable math of Cleveland real estate right now. Yes, you have to live in Cleveland. Yes, the winters are severe. Yes, people will make jokes. Here's what you say back. my tenant paid my mortgage this month. Then you don't say anything else because there's nothing else that needs to be said. Real estate investing doesn't care where you want to live. It cares about the numbers, and in 2026, Cleveland's numbers are the best in America.